This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Welcome to our edition this week of Journeys, Chronicles of Our Asian Century, viewing the world from the Asian perspective in this 21st Asian century. And it's going to be a very happy episode with Mr. Wilson Lee Flores, one of the happiest persons in this country because his Kamuning Bakery is such a success and his Kamuning Cafe Kapihan is such a success.
With your support,
Wilson.
Mr. Laurel, congratulations on your very exciting and interesting show.
And tell us a bit. You just came back from China a week or two ago with a Philippine delegation.
Yes.
What's this about?
We were a Philippine media delegation. We were invited by Huawei. Huawei is the largest telecommunication supplier in the world. It's number 3 also in the smartphone sector. Very exciting, our trip. We went to Chengdu. It's the hometown of the panda. And then we went to Shenzhen, where we saw high-tech. The future of high-tech is in Asia. Very exciting.
And who are some mentionables in your delegation from the Philippines?
Most of them are from Philippine Star, Manila Bulletin, and some top bloggers. Some are lifestyle bloggers,
tech bloggers.
Tech bloggers. Very exciting what you can see. Most people think only of China as noodle place, food place, and Great Wall. But I was amazed. It's a high-tech area. It's the place where a lot of progress in high-tech is being done.
Did you get to see any Filipinos working there, meet any Filipinos working there, doing business there?
There are a lot of, in all the hotels across China, I learned the best entertainers, the best bands and singers are Filipinos.
Well, in our second episode here, we had the Crystal Duet. They used to sing in Guangzhou, I think, and they sang here, and it was a very happy episode. Well, we have some features from the China Radio International. China Radio International is a website I think most Filipinos should try to visit because there is a segment there about Filipinos in China.
I heard a lot of them working there.
Yes, and we'll feature some of them. That's the website. All you have to do is Google CRI, and then it'll ask you to choose what language. So choose the Filipino language, and then there's a segment there. There's a menu item there about Chinoys or Filipinos in China, Pinoys in China. And this episode of ours will feature 2 of them. I think there was a delegation, there was a group of entertainers that went to the 5th Nanyang Culture Festival in Xiamen. We'll show that later on. But let me introduce you to you. Let me introduce to you some of the people of the CRI. That's our very own Filipina there, Michelle Ramos. Do we have the picture there with Jade Sian? So our viewers can take a look if you can find it. And that's the one in red is Jade Sian. She's studied in Ateneo here, and she comes regularly for her schooling here. And then the one on the far right screen in your screen is Michelle Ramos. She's a Filipina. She's been there very many years,
with the radio.
and with the China Radio International. And again, Michelle has a section there in the China Radio International website.
In Filipino.
In Filipino, I'm not sure.
Yes,
Ano? But anyway, so she sent us this item, a video about the Nightingales, Filipino entertainment group that went there to participate in the 5th Nanyang Culture Festival. So just to give our audience, our Filipino audience in the country and in other parts of the world, the many things that is happening between China and the Philippines.
That is beyond politics.
Beyond
This is
politics
cultural,
and yes, people to people.
Yes, that's very good.
Okay, let's show that 1 minute or two clip of the Nightingales. Song that they sang?
It's called Parong Bukid.
Okay, parang bukid.
It's a very nice traditional Filipino song.
Oo. The violinist is Mr. John Christopher Hoya. You should also feature this group in your Kamuning Cafe.
Yes, I should invite them to you.
And they were welcomed by Xiamen Mayor Mr. Pei Jinjia. So that was the 25th anniversary of the China-ASEAN Dialogue Relations also. He cited it. And as you were saying, this is not reported in Philippine media.
Yes, we should have more of these exchanges.
Yeah.
And do you know Xiamen is one of the most beautiful cities in China?
And the city where maybe 90% of the Chinoys come from.
And they have very famous foods there.
Food, you talk about food again.
Yes.
What do you remember about the food in Xiamen? Which one would you...
Their seafoods are very good. Their hopia is among the best, I heard. And there beside the sea, it's very fantastic place.
When are you going to open a Kamuning Bakery in Xiamen?
Very good idea. We should open more branches.
Okay. Well, there are a lot more Filipinos there. In the future, we'll feature one of them who established a spa there, a massage, very successful in Beijing. But there was also a recent exhibition of Filipino cuisine by what he calls himself the mandirigma sa kusina, the kitchen warrior, si Ramon Antonio. And again, Michelle sent us this video of Ramon Antonio, the chef, the warrior chef, I think also in Xiamen, at the Philippine Food Festival, Green Yard Coffee Shop. Of the C&D Hotel in Xiamen. Okay, let's take a look at the exhibition of Ramon Antonio.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Ramon Antonio, ang kusinerong inimbitahan mula sa Pilipinas dito sa C&D Hotel sa Xiamen, Fujian Province, China para po sa ating ikalimang Nanyang Food Festival. Marami po tayong itatanghal na kultura at pagkain sa ngayong ikalimang Nanyang Food Festival. Hindi po sa food, no? Although sa akin po yun. Dito po sa C&D Hotel, magkakaroon po tayo ng pananghalian at hapunan. Lahok po doon ng samut-saring pagkain Pilipino mula sa iba't ibang rehiyon, sa Bisayaan, sa Norte, sa Ilocos, sa Palawan, at sa mga rehiyon ng Tagalog. Hinihintay po nating marinig. Hindi mo mawawala ang mangga mula sa aking pinanggalingang Cebu. Mayong buntag, mga kaigsuonan sa atong takbayan Sugbo. Atong giimbitar karon kamong tanan para mutila og mangga, hilaw ug hinog, daghang klase away na mo diri karon. Ito po ang ating kalimang Nanyang Food Festival. Napaka-importante po sapagkat ito po ang nagbubuo at nagkakaduyod at nagtutuloy sa relasyon natin simula ng unang panahon na sinauna ang panahon Panginoon Jose Rizal. Hanggang ngayon ay ating pinapakita na ang pagkakapatid ng lahat ng bansa sa dugo, sa kultura, at kakabalikat ay nabubuo sa pamamagitan ng pagkain, sining, kultura at hindi ko yan mawawala kahit na pagtanggi natin. Ako'y nagagalak at actually medyo ninervyo sa aking katungkulan ngayon dito dahil dala ko ang bandila at pangalan ng lahat po ng kusinero, lahat ng lola, lahat ng lolo na nagluto sa Pilipinas simula noon hanggang ngayon. Ako po'y nagdadala at nagtutuloy ng kanilang mga impluwensya at buhay. Salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Okay, so we thank the CRI, China Radio International, for allowing us to borrow their material. And it's important because a lot of these are missed by our Philippine audience.
The only thing we read about in the local media are politics.
That's right, yeah,
and
then
islands,
controversial issues and so on.
But there are so many good things happening.
Yes, yes, and this is not just today.
Yes,
this
yes.
has been for 1,000 years.
Yes, yes.
Ano? In the future episodes, we'll feature the Sultan of Sulu
Yes,
and the
wow.
trip to China in 1417.
Wow.
Do you know that next year,
Yes.
2017, will be the 600th year
Of the state visit.
of the state visit of the Sultan of
Yes.
Sulu to China? Well, itong this Mr. Ramon Antonio, our
Yes.
kitchen warrior, interviews the grandmothers in Philippine cuisine to preserve their recipes,
The traditional Filipino
the
recipes.
traditional Filipino recipes. And so bumibisita siya mga lola, lolo, his advocacy is to revive the interest of our Filipino people in the local foods that has been traditional in Pampanga, Cebu, and so on. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, this is very good kasi all over Asia, even in China, when you go and you ask Southeast Asian foods, the only thing they know, Thai foods,
Yeah.
Vietnamese foods. We should promote more Filipino
Ngayon,
foods.
of course now, Indonesian food like
Also,
gado-gado and so
yes,
on is
yes.
becoming popular.
Even their coffee.
Yeah, and so our manga, as Mr. Antonio said,
Yes,
no,
yes.
manga with what's this? Bagoong.
Yes, yes, yes.
And of course, adobo is world
Yes, yes,
renowned.
adobo.
So our TV crew, our cameramen want us to
They want
send
to
them to
volunteer,
China
yes.
and taste
Me also taste test.
in these festivals. So Wilson, in
Yes.
the next few minutes, 2 minutes
Yes.
maybe, before we take our break and go into our second portion,
Yes.
what advice would you have for our
Yes.
audience and our people in
I
this
suggest-
relation? No?
In this relationship, I think in the Philippines, most of us are just big importers from China. We should not forget that China, with 1.3 billion people, is a huge market. We should be exporting foods to China.
That's right.
Not
that's
only
right.
mangoes,
Yeah.
not only coconuts,
Not only bananas.
not only bananas, but we should export our food, our culture, all kinds of things. And the only way to do that is to improve relationships.
That's right. And I think one of the
Yes.
major exports that is very promising for China is coconut products.
Yes.
Because it
dapat
is a
process.
traditional health product for China.
Yes. And the only place in China that they have coconuts is an island called Hainan.
Yeah.
And the whole Philippines is a coconut place.
Yes. Well, we have the signal for our break now.
Yes.
So let's take this break and then we'll look at the Asian news and we'll analyze them.